Welcome, this is Crimey Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence, we say the crimson light is live. So the Crimson Light is our journey to actualizing soulful love. This is where we are having fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Okay, so of course this is all from the word sacrifice, which we are hinging on to, because sacrifice, of course, is such a part of our makeup, which, of course, derived from the story of Jesus Christ dying on the cross. And of course, this is all about Mother Eve had committed the sin, Eve and Adam, Father Adam. But I like to say Mother Eve because I believe there is Eve, of course, was the one who ate the fruit, and Eve seemed to be the one who has taken the knocks for being disobedient. And I'm not really just going about that as well. It's the numerical value of what Mother Eve equates to as 14, and 1 and 4 equals 5. This is what gets me to see Mother Eve in a different light as being the waters that were separated, meaning the waters were there before Adam had come into being. And so this is why I am making this reference as going beyond or going back before Adam came into being, and there was a rib taken from his rib cage and put into Eve. I'm believing that there was Eve before. Like there has been the second Adam, which has been referred to as Christ being the second Adam. I am believing that Eve, who had ate of the apple, if you like, was really perhaps the second Eve. So, well, this is only an introduction of what is happening here, because the I am that I am, which God had told Moses on Mount Sinai, that in reference to who he is or his name, of course, name is character. So if God had said, I am that I am, which equals the same as 14, and of course 1 and 4 equals 5, this is really in direct correlation with Mother Eve. Could it have been Mother Eve who had guided Moses on Mount Sinai and given those commandments? Could it have been, or could it be the waters from the waters, meaning half and half, and still being the waters above the firmament and the waters below? Waters equals 5. So in actual fact, what I'm saying is that 5 has been reflecting from before there was Adam. Okay, all right, so there we are with this template, which we have revelation. We like to say the word revelation because by uttering revelation, that comes into being for us, and waters and intuition. But I am now really simply going over the numerical value of number 2. Just to understand number 2, we have done number 1. Now we are doing number 2. Let's look at the makeup of number 2. We saw that when we did the makeup of number 1, it all equaled like number 6 when we chose the characteristics of the letters. Okay, so let's look at number 2, which comes under the A column here of sacrifice. So we see we have E also is has 4 strokes with it. This E has 4 strokes, which is giving us a direct multiple value of number 2. So we have BKT, and let's explore BKT. So it's number 2 is B, let's do that here, BKT. This is what I call bucket or basket. Let's see if I get another, okay, another pen. Okay, so it's B, K, T. Okay, so each of these, of course, they come under the 2 column. This equals 2. So it would be 2, 4, 6. So which is what we had for um, the numerical value when we did the letters, the strokes, and counted the amount of strokes for one, we had 6. So we see how 6 has been transferred to 2 now, to the 2 column here. Okay, so we have 2 strokes here for B. So this is 2 strokes. And before I was saying that this was 1 stroke, but let's call it 3 strokes. I think it's more appropriate to say 3 strokes here, and then there is 2 strokes here. So that would mean 2 and 3, 5, and 2, 7. So we are seeing from this 2 column, we have 7 strokes, and that is in itself, oh, I just had a wonderful eureka. That is interesting. So there we are. The eureka is about the number value. Okay, so we have 7. Now, 7 here, if we were to do the numerical value for 7, I believe, it would be, let's do this, 5, 4, 5, 5. Okay. So 5 and 5, 10, and 4, 19, because I'm already counting that 5, 14, 19, and 120. So this is not what I thought. Of course, it still has worked out okay. So we see that this is really 2. So we see how 2 has reflected in 7. This is really, yes, in fact, I was thinking it was something very close, but not, I'm not quite sure exactly how I had made it out in my mind, but we see the how 2 is 7 and 7 is 2. This is what I am trying to say. All right, so basically, and of course, we'd have 2 here. So 7 comes under the 2 column. That's exactly what I mean. So isn't that really amazing? I think this is very delicious. Yes. And this is the wonderful thing that numerology does, because it gives us a sense of, it helps us to see something from a different dimension. It helps us to see how if we keep looking at one thing one way, we can, of course, only see the same results. And no wonder we think that the scriptures, well, I used to think it was very, very confusing. Now it seemed to be, there seem to be more light. And speaking of light, the word light equals 11. Light. So this is 2, 8, 7, 9, and 2. I'm trying not to mess up the I. Okay, so this is 10, 17, and 9 is 17 and 9 is 26, and 2, 28. 28, 2 and 8. Is that correct? 2 and 8 is 10. This is 10, 17, and 9. It's not 6. 17 and 9. 17, 18, 19, 26, and 3. Okay, and 3. L is 3. And so 26, 27, 28, 29. It's 29. Okay, so there we are. Light is 29. And so we know in numerical values, we add the 2 ones, which is a master number in this case, and which I love to kind of keep master numbers, but in a single value, it's number 2. So this is what I mean about the number 2, shedding light on everything. This is the reflection we need. It's like the spirit and mirror. Spirit is 10, mirror is 10, but it's like the two reflects each other. You know, when you look in a mirror, for instance, this part of yourself is in the mirror, you're reflecting. So this one and one becomes two. There is union here. There is agreement. So this is what I call the spirit of agreement, the two. Number 2 is where unity lies. I think unity is 8, but then that would mean 2, heaven and earth. If so, unity, yes. So it would mean like 2 zeros on top of each other, and it would really mean the same thing. So unity, let's do unity, N-I-T-Y. This is 7, 2, 9, 5, 3. 7 and 2, 9. 9 and 9, 18. And 5, 23. And 3, 26. When we add 2 and 6 together, add 2 and 6, it equals 8. So this is where unity is. Unity is that two, that aspects of something or conversation or people coming together to form a whole. So there we see, this is what 8 is about, unity. Wonderful. Heaven and earth. Okay, so that has given us the characteristic of the number 2. This is what we see. So we see with number 2, it's that, and it's funny that it equals 7 here in the strokes, the number of strokes, because it's also including not only the 6 days of creation, but it's there we are recognizing through that we are created the 7th day of rest. It is also recognizing that. And it's amazing that the K, I think the K, it's really probably meant to be 2 strokes, like I said before, but it gives the indication that it could also be 3 strokes. So I thought I would add it as the 3 strokes here. It really does. So whether we wanted to accept it as 6 strokes, which would mean 6 days of creation, would mean Genesis 33. In fact, let's just do some words here. So it would be Genesis for 6 would be, Genesis would give us 33, which we'll cover on the number 33 anyway. And the word believe, L-I-E-V-E, is also 33. So, and of course we can get another people, P-E-O-P-L-E, also equals 33. So before I go into too far in 33, let's do some values, numerical values of words that equals 2. Okay, now there's one I like very much. Let's do, perhaps I'm better off using another board. Okay, so this was R1. Okay, there we are. So we are dealing with number 2, and we have south. I like the word south in the sense of understanding it being 2, because it gives a direct, here we are, it gives a very clear picture of what south means, where we are planting things, where we are on our feet. And there we see with south, it's like saying there are 2 things that connect. There wouldn't be south without there being north. We see our heaven and earth is right here. So it's giving us that depiction. So there we are, 8 and 2, 10, and 3 13 and 6, 19 and 1, 20. So there's south. Let's do this smaller because we have many words. S-O-U-T-H. So that's 20. And we have show. Let's do the word show because we are always showing. Show, which is 5, 6, 8, 1. So 5 and 6, 11. 11 and 8, 19 and 1, 20. 20. So of course in numerical value it's always 2 because we drop these, the 0. This is our makeup. This is for our tool instrument for making sense of the whole, if you like. Okay. So there another word is rock. We use rock, rock. In fact, and there's the K here. So we can see how with R is 2 strokes if we were to compare the R and the K. The K is very dynamic. It has 4 ends to it. It's like your north, south, east, and west. Okay. All right. So this is 9, 6, 3, 2. 2 and 3, 5. And this is 15. So this is 20. Okay. And I'm just counting like this because of course, if you want to pause and check them, that's fine, and see how the numerical value works because everything is hinged onto the sacrifice template. Okay. And of course, so this is 2. Vibration. I'm glad to have come across these wonderful words that has those strong vibration. So I've already counted this as 22, but let's do this. 5, 6, 9, 2. 1, and this is the bra. So I like the bra in between, and I understand it's like balance, of course, with the breast. Okay. 9, 2, 9, 4. So 5 and 6, 11, and 9, 20, 22, and 1, 23, 23 and 9, 32, 32 and 2, 34, and 9, 43 and 4, 47, 47. 4 and 7 is 11. 11, 1 and 1 equals 2. Okay. Then we have, let's take the name Sarah. I take the name Sarah because I have not too long done presentations on Sarah, which has this aha element, which we understand is very important. It's that vibrational frequency that we are sending out, which equals 9. But if we say aha, it's really that. Check out the Sarah on Abraham presentations. You will know what I mean. It's wonderful. Okay. Oh, aha. Or if we were to reverse this. Okay, but this equals 20 because it is 8, 1, 9, 1, 1. So 8 and 1, 9, 9 and 9, 18, 19, 20. So there we have 2. Okay. Another word which is so important, of course, 11 we know is a master number, but we are allowed to do this. As I say, 11 is master, but we add the 2 numerical values, the 2 digits. So we have done south, and there's down. I was quite amazed to see that down and south is really actually the same. This is like confirmation that, the numbers are really talking. Really talking. Okay, 6 and 4. So this is easy to add. 5 and 5, 10. 6 and 4, 10. That is 10 and 10, 20. Okay. Then we have... we have done one named Sarah, but I would have loved to use John because, of course, as well, Sarah being feminine, John masculine, John, and had written so many, we are told, I think the revelation is John, and of course, John being a disciple, we could see that there is a great significance to the word John by having that unity, the number two. It's just really highlighting that which joins. Yeah. So 6, 8, 5. There we are. 8 and 5, 13, and 6, 19, and 1, 20. So we have 2 here. We have the 2 for John. Okay. And numbers. Numbers. That is wonderful. So we have, yes, you can see this one, 9, 5, 2, and it has the 2 here, 4, 3, 5. So we have, wow, the only 2 numbers missing here is the 7 and 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. And that's what it's about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes to the 9. Now, isn't that really amazing with numbers? Because the word Eve, of course, it goes up to 5, which is what we have been talking about. We see 5, and of course the word Christ appears here. This is what we are told. Here we have the 2 5s here, one representing Eve and one representing Christ, but it's just 5. Then we have 9. The number 9 is beginning. When we do the numerical value for beginning, it's 9. And when we do the numerical value for end, is 5. So, and of course, as I keep saying, this is the first letter. 5 and 9 is the first 2 letters in the Bible when we are talking about Genesis. In the beginning, 9, I is 9, and N is 5. So there we have the beginning and end being reflective here. And it's the sequence of numbers. I think numbers is really telling us a lot. Yes, of course. It's saying we need to get to these 5s, and then we are in the beginning. Okay. All right. So 10 and 7 is 17, and 4 is 21, and 3 24, and 5 29. 2 and 9 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Okay. So that's where we're at with these numbers. So we on, and another number that another word that I have been making lots of reference to is the word breast. BREAST. Because it's what nurtures, what gives life, and what gives comfort. It represents quite a lot. 9, 2. So 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 5, 9 and 9, 18, 19, 20. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do another one. And yellow for yellow. Well, did we also have solar? It would be interesting, okay, to do. I just want to check if solar is 9. I'm checking my memory. 3, 6, 1. So there we have 10 and 3, 13, and 6, 19, and 1, 20. Yes, so this is really on the spot here, because it's not like it's a master number, but solar. So it's really that's that part of us, and reflective of who we are and saying yes, because hence Christ said, let your light shine, let your solar light shine, let that warmth, that glow, that light. Okay, so I'm hoping that you have found this beneficial. This is just a taste of seeing how those words resonate with us. If you enjoy this presentation, this is on the number 2 characteristic, which could either you could look at the BKT as 6 or 7, but it's also encapsulate the numerical value for 7. So I think we ought to really just hold that 7 as well, because it shows that 20 when we do the numerical value for the word 7. So why not? I think that was beautiful, and that it's saying that in fact it gives the indication of when God saw, which is 7, that everything God did, he did too, or she, in this he done too, and so it was 7. And we see how 7 is very reflective in doing the numerical value, which came to 2. So I hope you have found this very enjoyable. I have. It's quite delicious. Anyway, click the like button if you like this presentation, and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, stay ignited, and be a field, because we are planting new seeds. Namaste. And spill over with love.